The Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida unveiled his new plan for a free and open Indo-Pacific. Now, the plan was unveiled in a lecture delivered in India's capital, New Delhi. Kishida is on a two-day visit to India. He met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi today. In a joint statement, both the nations called for fostering peace, prosperity and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, which could be seen as a veiled reference to China's growing aggression in the same region. Now, during the meeting with Prime Minister Modi, he was briefed about India's priorities as the chair of G20. Listen in.
और एक लंबे रिश्ते की, दोस्ती की, सम्मान की।
इस साल भारत G20 की अध्यक्षता कर रहा है और जापान G7 की, और इसलिए अपनी अपनी प्राथमिकताओं और हितों पर साथ मिलकर काम करने का यह उत्तम अवसर है। आज मैंने प्रधानमंत्री किशिदा को भारत की G20 अध्यक्षता की प्राथमिकताओं के बारे में विस्तार से बताया। हमारी G20 अध्यक्षता का एक महत्वपूर्ण स्तंभ ग्लोबल साउथ की प्राथमिकताओं को आवाज देना है। वसुधैव कुटुंबकम को मानने वाली संस्कृति सभी को साथ लेकर चलने में विश्वास रखती है।
The two also discussed regional and global issues of mutual interest as the war in Ukraine continues to divide the world, and many countries are now growing wary of countries with expansionist outlook, including China's growing influence in the Indo-Pacific. Now, Kishida also invited Prime Minister Modi to attend the G7 meet in Hiroshima, which he has accepted. Prior to this, Japanese Prime Minister paid tribute to Indian freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi at his memorial. India and Japan are close strategic partners as they both see China's growing influence in the region predatory in nature. While India has had skirmishes with the Chinese PLA on its Himalayan border, Japan has been in a tight contest with China in the South China Sea region.
तो जापान उन देशों में शामिल है जिनके साथ लंबे समय से भारत का बेहद सौहार्दपूर्ण संबंध रहे हैं। वैश्विक मसलों पर
For more on this, we are now being joined by Harsh Pant, who's the Vice President for Studies and Foreign Policy at Observer Research Foundation, New Delhi. Welcome to WION, sir.
Hello.
Sir, in 2007, it was a Japanese Prime Minister visiting India who first mooted the idea of Indo-Pacific. About 15 years later, it is again a Japanese Prime Minister unveiling the idea of a free and open Indo-Pacific, but this time it's on Indian soil now. How do you see this in context of India-Japan strategic relations?
Well, I think Japan has been not only the originator of this idea of the Indo-Pacific, Japan has also led from the front. And today, Japan finds that India is standing shoulder to shoulder as Japan and India try to redefine the contours of the their strategic policies in the Indo-Pacific as China challenges the foundations of the global and regional order. So I think it's a partnership which has grown. It is a partnership that is blossoming. And Kishida's visit itself is a sign that even as India and Japan work together in creating Indo-Pacific framework, in creating opportunities for India, Japan and other like-minded partners, they are also both cognizant of the challenge that China is posing. So whether it was in 2007 when Shinzo Abe put out his policy framework of the Indo-Pacific, or whether it is in 2023 when Kishida, his successor, is laying the framework, laying the outline of a free and open Indo-Pacific. In both contexts, Japan views India as integral to its Indo-Pacific policies.
Sir, the Japanese Prime Minister said he will push to integrate northeastern India and Bangladesh economically. What stake does Japan have in this arrangement?
Japan is India's very, very important and reliable partner when it comes to the Northeast and South Asia. In fact, what we are now witnessing increasingly is India-Japan partnership formulating, operationalizing and conceptualizing ideas for third countries, and in this case, Bangladesh, for example. And in Northeast, which is a very sensitive geography for India, Japan is perhaps the only country with whom India shares that level of confidence that it has been allowed to invest in the Northeast. So Japan has enormous stakes, and India has enormous stakes in Japan's success in the Northeast, because for India, Northeast is the gateway to the wider East and Southeast Asia. India's Look East policy, Act East policy is premised on a successful economic rejuvenation of the Northeast. And that's what I think Japan and India are trying to work together. And that's why their partnership becomes so important in the Northeast and in the Bay of Bengal, where Bangladesh is increasingly emerging as a very, very important economic partner.
Thank you for joining in, sir, and thank you for all your updates.